Hi, so it's going to be a very quick review of comics today because it's Easter and I'm going out in a few minutes. So yeah, so apologies if the sound is rubbish. I'm literally just doing this on the fly and it'll be quicker than I normally do it. Okay, so let's look at what I got. There's quite a few titles. So the first one, Gods number 6. Really enjoyed this comic. Still continues to be really good, entertaining fun. The only thing that irks me, story's great, artwork's gorgeous, but it feels like it's been 6 issues of build up and introducing new characters, and apparently it's finishing at issue 8. So, so for that reason, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. If it felt like the plot had progressed more, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. But it is very good. So that's Gods number 6. And then we have The Flash number 7. So again by Si Spurrier, but it's Ramon Perez on artwork this time. And this will divide a lot of people. I like this hard sci-fi, weird sci-fi version of Flash, much more than Jeremy Adams' cuddly, fluffy Flash. Um, yeah, it's not an easy read. It takes more than 15 minutes to read this comic because you've got to just make, have I missed something? And I just like the whole weirdness of it. Very Twilight Zone-y, and I think Ramon Perez is a much better artist on here than Mike Deodato Jr. There's less clutter in the artwork. It reads a lot easier, much more linear in how it presents the storytelling. And yeah, I really enjoy this. So this is Flash. I think this is as close as you get to like a Vertigo version of Flash. It's got very Animal Man vibes for me, and I'd give this a 9 out of 10. Then we have The Penguin number 8. Best crime comic on the stands at the moment. Best kind of Batman tangent comics. I've stopped Catwoman, I've stopped Nightwing and all the others. But yeah, it's a really good gritty comic, and it makes the Penguin a force to be reckoned with. He's a complete psycho, but he's much more compelling and interesting how Tom King writes him than any of the recent iterations of the Joker, and I would highly recommend this. 9 out of 10. Another satisfactory issue. And then we have Green Arrow number 10, and it's by Joshua Williamson and Sean Izaksky, but I think he has a helping hand on some of the art. The art feels a bit rushed this time, but the story's good. So Oliver Queen, he's having to work for Amanda Waller just to get Roy back. Roy Harper. Is it Roy Harper? The old Speedy, Red Arrow. And they meet up with some more of the extended Arrow family. And yeah, it's just got this. It's good. um, I don't know what more to say about it. It's building up it's laying the groundwork for the next issue basically. But yeah, this is how I like my Green Arrow back on Earth. No more timey-wimey nonsense. And yeah, 8 out of 10. Very good. And then we have the masterpiece, which is issue 1083 of Detective Comics. Cover is amazing. Artwork inside by Federici and Raphael is really good, and it's got a really solid Dan Watters backup story with art by Jose Fonas, I think it is, on that one. And yeah, very dreamlike in some places. I love how Ram V writes the question. I would like him to do a question ongoing or a question mini. Maybe he will, who knows. But yeah, this is again a really strong entry into Detective Comics. This will be, once it's finished, I'm sure it will become like an evergreen where people just keep on reading the trades and collections of this. 9 out of 10. And then we have Talk About Ram V. I finally got issue 2 of The One Hand. My local comic shop finally got me an issue. Really interesting artwork by Lawrence Campbell. It's got this unusual neo-noir story, but it's set in the future. It's very much got a feeling of the original Blade Runner movie. In fact, I played the Blade Runner soundtrack to read when I was reading this, and it really enhanced it. Talking about that, I played opera while reading this, and it does enhance your reading experience. So yeah, really good, solid issue. I love how he writes the detective in this. He's far from perfect, quite sleazy really. But yeah, it's a good mystery, and it ties hand in hand with the Six Fingers comic by Dan Watters, and 9 out of 10. Then we have another sterling issue of Conan the Barbarian. Del Toro is back on the artwork, and Jim's up continuing with the story, and it's got a brilliant segue into introducing some more Robert E. Howard characters, namely King Cole. But King Cole's not as he seems. But yeah, again, just a really fun comic that's different to everything else on the stands. There's a reason it's popular. This is Conan done right. This is Conan the best he's been in a long, long time. Oh, 9 out of 10. They have a comic I've wanted to get for ages, but I've just never have got around to it for some reason. But this was an ideal jumping on point. So he's back at Dark Horse now, and it's a new miniseries of The Goon, Them That Don't Stay Dead by Eric Powell. Gorgeous artwork. It's like a mashup of Will Eisner and Frank Frazetta. Frank Frazetta's old comic work that he used to do years ago. But yeah, it's a good pulpy fun. If you're a fan of Hellboy but looking for a bit more dark humour, I highly recommend this, and the artwork is just stunning. I would give this a 10 out of 10. So I highly recommend that. Another one which is a 10 out of 10. These are my two comics of the week. It's Feral #1. This is by the creators of Stray Dogs. The artwork is gorgeous. Just switching around. And it's by the artwork is by Foster Rodriguez and Simpson, and Tony Fleece is doing the writing. Basically, it's these cats who end up lost in the woods, and there's an outbreak of rabies. So it's basically like a feline version or an animal version of a zombie horror movie. And the pacing is superb. The artwork is, I'd say, The Goon and Feral have the nicest artwork of the week. And yeah, it's a perfect setting up for a story. And what's great about it, it's ongoing, so they'll be able to build on the characters. And instantly, even though the cats, you forget you're reading about cats, you find yourself really falling in love with the characters. And yeah, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend you pick it up. And then one that came out a few weeks ago, but it passed me by, but I've got it now, and that's Napalm Lullaby #1. Love this by Rick Remender and Bangal. Very, very... it's a good cyberpunky action thriller. Very European style artwork. It reminds me very much of like a Humanoids graphic novel. $4.99, but there's a lot of story pages, about 40 story pages I think in this. And it's great. What I like about it, it doesn't hold your hand, it drops you straight into the action. And you piece together what's going on. You go, oh, okay, so that's why that's happened. And I love that. I hate comics that explain everything to you. So again, this is a 9 out of 10, another solid comic which I'll be carrying on with. And then #3 of Ultimate Spider-Man. Fantastic art. Well, I just noticed this issue that they're just doing his artwork without any inking, and I didn't notice until I really inspected the artwork. So it's just his pencils, which are digitised, and it looks really good. So great artwork by Chiquetto. Yeah, this is Jonathan Hickman having fun, and it's the best iteration of Spider-Man I've read in a very long time since DeMatteis, and I'll give this a 9 out of 10. I've said 10 out of 10 for my two comics of the week. And my this will divide a lot of people. This is my least favourite comic of the week. Not for the art. The art gets a solid 9 out of 10, which is by Aaron Kuder. Saladin Ahmed's writing in this though, I don't get what the point is. It's just, hey, let's throw a Wolverine into the mix. And it's just a fight issue. And you can tell it's just padding until the next issue, because the next issue is this big giant sized anniversary issue. And yeah, like I said, artwork gorgeous, storyline shit. For $4.99, you expect more than just 20 pages of fights for no reason for a fight to be. It's just been 3 issues of fights at the moment, and this makes no sense. Wolverine just appears. And it's a cash grab because they'll get the ex fanboys bang going, oh, Wolverine's in the comic. But like I said, beautiful artwork, the artwork gets a 9, story gets a 4 out of 10. And with this issue, I am stopping Daredevil because it's not worth the money. I'm not going to pay $9.99 for the next issue. So that's it. Happy, by all means, do disagree with some of the things that I've said. This is my own personal take. It doesn't mean I'm right. You read what you enjoy, and if you're not enjoying something, don't buy it. Just leave it alone and move on to something that you might enjoy. So hope you all have a great Easter. Like I said, I'm popping out now. But I wanted to get this done before I forget, and I do apologise if the volume's not great because I've not got anything plugged in. I've just done this really last minute. Okay, bye.